So, after everything that we have talked about over the course of this series, what do I think is the best Fantastic Four movie that has ever been released? Well, it came out a year before the 2005 one, and it was animated, and it was made by Pixar. Yeah, even before, Disney even acquired Fox. It was made by Pixar before even Disney acquired them. And to me, and I think maybe to many others, this is quite possibly one of the best animated films ever. So let's talk about that, shall we? Hey guys, what's going on? It's Daniel Strong from QuickTime Reaction, and welcome back to my Forever Classic series, where we are taking a look at all things Fantastic Four related, looking at their movies and what I think are Fantastic Four adjacent projects before we see our first family take its first steps in the MCU. And today, and really for this week and then the next week, we are going to be talking about films that are very near and dear to my heart, because these two films are both really significant for me, especially the second one. But this first one, especially for people my age, it's like we grew up watching this one constantly, over and over and over again. I am, of course, talking about The Incredibles, which came out in 2004, and of course stars Craig T. Nelson, Holly Hunter, Sarah Vowell, Spencer Fox, Samuel L. Jackson, as well as a whole host of others. In this world, there used to be, superpowered folks going around, but because of a couple of bad incidences, superheroes have been officially banned, and we follow the lives of a married couple of superheroes, Bob and Helen, formerly Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl. They are raising a family on their own when a mysterious source contacts Bob about maybe reigniting some superhero work. But it is later discovered that a former face from Mr. Incredible's past is seeking revenge. So will Bob be able to stop it, and will he be able to get the help of his family? We'll have to find out and see. So the reason why I wanted to choose this one was for a couple reasons. One, the writer and director of this movie, Brad Bird, I think either said or stated like this is like pretty loosely based off of the Fantastic Four, and two, the powers of our family reflect that. Bob has super strength, which correlates with the Thing. Like he's able to pick up, even in the trailers and the marketing for First Steps, he's picking up cars. Elastigirl is obviously very elastic, very much like Mr. Fantastic. Violet, their daughter, can turn things invisible, which is a power that Sue has. And the son, Dash, I guess is more of a it's a loose thread. He can run really quickly, but I guess Johnny, like, a flash of light, maybe like a fire, but also Johnny also moves very fast as well. So a little less of a connection there, but I still count it anyway. But yeah, this movie is so classic for people my age, and maybe even a little younger, and maybe even a little older, because I remember watching this so much as a kid. Obviously, there are, stuff that, people quote from it today, like no capes, or especially the "Where's my super suit" scene, like that. Those are, basically ingrained into the pop culture that we have today. But what I think maybe goes like like underutilized or unappreciated, I should say, in this movie is the topics that it discusses, because you know Bob and Helen, they had this amazing life of trying to help out people, and then to just go from like helping people to just like working boring jobs like Bob is working in insurance, and very much does not like his situation because he wants to go out and save people. That's what he and Frozone, or AKA Lucius, does in their like spare times when they say, "Oh, they're going to go bowling." No, they're actually listening to police scanners to see where stuff is going to happen. Um, and it's very much analogous to midlife crises, like when people get older and they realize, oh, I've not done a lot, and it's like you have that midlife crisis and you go like absolutely crazy, and you buy like maybe a sports car, which does happen in this movie. Bob gets like a sports car. He's in the montage, he's like going to like train yards and like getting into shape and all that stuff. Gets a sports car, is more active in his family because he has that sense of purpose back. He's doing what he loves, and so he feels like he's back. But at the same time, it's like you know the past should stay in the past. You have your whole life. That portion of your life is over, but you have a new path in life. Bob has his family, and he can look after, but he's still like seeking out those glory days, and you know seeking them out. It also puts his family in danger. And speaking on that, the jet sequence in the film, what I'm calling the jet sequence, where Helen is trying to avoid getting shot down by the missiles, that is really, really good. And as a little kid, that can be just like the tiniest bit of traumatizing. So that it was really, really well done. Um, I have to say, probably the most important person on this cast is probably Jason Lee, who plays Buddy slash the villain of the film, Syndrome. Um, if you guys have seen my Dogma review that I posted earlier this year, um, Jason Lee is in Dogma, but of course he's in Dogma because it's a Kevin Smith film. So, you know, duh, Jason Lee's gonna be in it. But I was watching Dogma in theaters, and I noted to myself, I'm like, I haven't seen Jason Lee take on like this kind of villainous like bite for a character since playing Syndrome. Because in like other movies, he's like this kind of like relatable dude that you just want to like hang out with and have a beer. Like when he played Dave in the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies, or his other appearances in like other Kevin Smith films, or his role as in My Name Is Earl, or stuff like that. It's like you just want to seem like you want to hang out with the guy and just like crack open a beer and just like have fun. But like Dogma, and especially here, it's like he takes on a more villainous role that I would love to see more of from him, because he plays it very, very well in this. And his plan works, because he has been luring former superheroes to this island, which fun little Easter egg. I believe the island is called No Man is an Island, which is literally No Man is an Island, which I forget where. I know it's a literary reference, but I forget where exactly that comes from. But he's been luring former superheroes to this island and basically taking them out one by one. And if a superhero takes out his robot, he just builds a better robot and just starts trial and erroring through that. And it's the scene in which Mr. Incredible discovers that, and you just see, like, the superheroes flash up and it says, like, remove, or uh, gone, 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 and then it goes to the robot, gone, and then gone, gone. It's just like, it's a gut punch. Also paired up with Helen finding out what Bob has been doing. Like, both of those are big gut punches, and I believe that is edited absolutely amazingly. The animation is, I think, still pretty good. Like, we talked about it way in the beginning in my first episode, talking about the Jimmy Neutron episode, where it's like, I have a soft spot for that style of animation. And, the early 2000s, it's like, we're slowly but surely getting better and better at the 3D animation. But here, even though it's been 20 years, which, God, that hurts my soul just saying that out loud. But even though it's been 20 years since that first film came out, I still think the animation in this movie is really, really good. Another fun fact that I heard, one of the hardest things to animate in this movie in particular was Violet's hair. Because A, not only is there a lot of it, but B, it's like covering, for a good portion of the movie, I should say, it's covering like half of her face. And so, having to be able to, like, work their way around that is really, really impressive. And it just reinforces that thought in my mind. Like, Pixar is one of the best animation studio houses in the world working today, because they're able to come up with stuff, and stuff that you've not seen in animation, and just take it to the next level. And it's absolutely amazing. All the what I'm calling battle scenes in the movie are really, really good. The first one with Mr. Incredible and the robot on the island is really, really good, and sets up what they will use in the end of the film, where Mr. Incredible's like, you can't stop it. The only thing that's tough enough to, like, penetrate the robot is itself. And that's what they do to vanquish the robot in the end of the film. But that end fight with everyone kind of using their powers, and this is where we also get Frozone added in as well. It's like everyone using their powers and everyone, like, working together to take down this robot is really, really cool. And it just shows, like, the amazing teamwork that this family has, even though probably Bob and Helen don't want their kids in this fight to begin with. It's like they're in it, and they're pulling their weight. And I also love the scene after that, where Syndrome is going to try and take Jack Jack and basically, make him his evil little minion. But no, that doesn't happen. Jack Jack has his powers, which vary so much. Like, he can turn into metal. He can turn into fire. He can turn into a rage baby. Which allows him to escape. And because Syndrome has a cape, his cape gets caught in the engine turbines, and his ship explodes. And there are there's one character in this movie that my dad loves, and it is the kid on the trike. And all of his lines, my father always quotes. And whenever the ship falls onto their house and explodes, I just think of the kid on the trike going, "That was totally wicked," and I'll immediately think of my father in that instance. But yeah, this movie is absolutely timeless. It, I think, even after 20 years, it still holds up. It's still one of Pixar's best. Um, it's absolutely amazing. If you have not checked out this movie, I highly, highly suggest that you do, because it is absolutely worth your time in watching. It is an absolute classic, and it should be celebrated for many more years and decades to come. But that is it for my review on The Incredibles. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have seen it, let me know down in the comments, what do you guys think of The Incredibles. But next week, in the final episode, right before the release of Fantastic Four First Steps, we're going to be talking about the sequel to this movie, Incredibles 2, which, again, holds a very special place in my heart, because that movie was released on my birthday. But until next week, guys, be safe out there, and remember, you should always listen to your wife when she's giving you directions on the road, because she always knows best. Have that in your mind. And I will see you guys next time.